Earlier, we talked about the basics of keyframes. Now let's go ahead and put some practice behind that by animating several properties. Now we talked about the position property earlier, so let's go ahead and do some new stuff. So I'm going to hit P on my keyboard to close the position property, and let's go ahead and hit R to animate the rotation. Now just like we did before, you'll notice that the keyframe for the property is still there. Because we go to another property like rotation, it doesn't change the fact that we have animation for the position property. So that's still going to move no matter what. So we can add on to that. So let's say right about here, I want to start to animate the rotation of this little rectangle we have here. So I'll go ahead and click on the stopwatch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the hot text, and I'm going to scrub to the right just to give it a little bit of a rotation like so. And I'm going to go to the end of the animation, and I'm going to scrub it back to the opposite direction. I'll go ahead and manually scrub this, and now we have position and rotation. So as you can see, it's pretty easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit R, and don't worry, you can always, just press the other letter. For example, I want to hit the scale, so I hit S now. And you'll notice that I don't have to hit R first. So you can just hit the property you want to rotate, and the other one will replace it. But if you want to see everything, just twirl this guy open, and you'll be able to see all your properties in one fell swoop. So it's up to you how you like to work. So what I'm going to do now is I want to animate the scale. So I'm going to start at the first frame here, and just put the watch on. And I'm even going to squish this guy down a little bit. So let's just squash him down really tiny. And I'm going to move forward in time, even a little bit further, and blow him up. I'll rewind a little bit, and we see that it moves, it rotates, and it gets larger. Pretty cool. Don't forget, guys, when you see this little link here, this says that you want to keep the property constrained so that when we scale, it's going to stay perfectly in sync at all times as far as width and height. If you'd like to change that, just click on the link and it goes away. So it's up to you how you like to do this. So we've animated the position, the scale, and the rotation. And how do we know that? Because all of the stopwatches are pushed in. It may be difficult to see that, but there's a little dark rectangle behind each one of these stopwatches here. Now, before we move on to opacity, I just want to show you a quick way to jump from keyframe to keyframe. So let's say, for example, I want to go to the first keyframe in scale. I can go to this little arrow here and click on it, and it snaps right to the first keyframe for that particular property. And I can click on this one to go to the last keyframe for that property. Likewise, I can go to the position and do the same thing. So you don't have to try to line up the current time indicator to match where you want to go. Just click on the little arrows here. Now let's go ahead and animate the opacity. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my first frame button in my transport controls. And I'll turn the opacity for this guy. Let's say we'll put it off for the first keyframe. In other words, right now it's 100%, which means we can see it. I'm going to click on the hot text and go all the way to 0. By the way, if you want to, you can also just double click in the hot text area and enter a value manually. So you don't have to spend all day scrubbing if you don't want to. I'm going to go to the 10-second mark here, and I'm going to put the opacity at 100%. I'm going to rewind. I'll deselect by clicking anywhere and press play. So like a Klingon ship from Star Trek, we have a Borg cube that is cloaking in and about to attack the Enterprise. And yes, I love me some Star Trek. All right, guys, so that is a look at how we can animate the properties, position, scale, rotation, and opacity using the hotkeys and the hot text.